Hello and hello everybody, my name is Lucy and welcome to Books and Brushes. So today I was tagged by the beautiful Rachel from Rachel's Reading Corner. Thank you Rachel, I've never actually been personally tagged in a video before, so that's really exciting for me. Today I'm doing the Boujee book tag, which was originally made by a Book Olive, and both the original video and Rachel's tagging of me will be in the description down below. So I really like this one because this is about spending money on books, and I have a lot of opinions when it comes to money, so let's just get straight on into these books and my spending habits. Question 1. What is your average monthly spend on books? I am pretty obsessive with money. That's one thing everyone kind of knows about me. I keep track of literally every penny I spend because I have an obsession problem. But I don't overspend, yay! So I don't actually have like a set monthly budget that I will spend on books. I'll get my paycheck in and I will discount all of my bills and that, and next month that will be my spending money. So that goes everything from like kind of going out, food and drinks, or buying things, which does include books. So I've been spending less money on books more recently because I've got so many I need to read. So I've been on like a book buying ban forever. But you know, every now and then, if I'm by a bookstore, I have to buy books in the bookstore. That's just the way it is. I'd say I've got about 50 quid to spend on books a month. But whether I do or not is totally up to me. Whether I go out and have a few more cocktails in the evening, it's down to me. I either spend my money on books or going out and having food and drink with people. That's pretty much exclusively what I spend my money on. Question 2. What's the most you've ever spent in a bookstore? I'm not sure, I can't remember. I know I've had some book hauls in my time. I think the most I've ever spent is like between 50 and 100. Is that too vague? I remember when I think it was like before I first started Booktube, and I was on Amazon, and I think it was about £80 on Amazon, and that was before I became a booktuber, so as you can imagine. I've probably purged that number from my memory though, just because, you know, it would hurt me. So I'm not actually sure. Question 3. Are you willing to pay for a brand new release, or do you just wait till it goes on sale? As I said, stingy. Love me a good bargain. Love me value. So I probably wouldn't buy it straight away unless I really wanted it, which is quite uncommon. I will typically just wait till things go on sale and then I can buy more books. That just makes sense to me. Just to, you know, spend your money more wisely. Like, I will purchase books that are cheaper and then wait for the expensive ones to be cheaper. There's so many books I want to read. I'm not super picky that I have to read that book when it comes out. So yeah, I would definitely wait for it to be on sale. That also answers question 4. Would you rather buy one new book or just buy a few cheaper books? Definitely a few cheaper ones, because more books, yay. Unless, like I said, unless I really want that book and it shows no sign of reducing in price anytime soon, then I would go for it. But typically I will just seek out the deals. Question 5. What do you think is a reasonable price for a paperback, a hardback, an ebook? I'm not an expert on publishing prices, and what I think is a reasonable price and what I'm willing to pay are two very different things. So generally when I go into, like, say Waterstones, an average paperback will be £7.99, £8.99. I usually wait to buy books that are a bit cheaper, more at like the £4-5 mark, if I can. Hardbacks, I don't buy as many hardbacks. I'm a paperback kind of person, so I think, I don't know, £15 for a big, good looking, nice hardback. Sometimes £20, but they have to be a properly nice book to be £20. Because I'm sorry, but I'm not spending 20 quid on a book. It's just, I wouldn't do that. Like, I think that's fine if that's what the publisher and the author want to charge. I completely respect that, because writing a book takes so much work, so much effort, so much time. Like, it takes an author a couple of years of completely endless, relentless working to craft and mould and edit this story, to go insane over the writing of it and to publish it and make it everything it needs to be. So I completely respect whatever an author wants to charge for their book. I think that's solely up to them. That's what they want to charge, that's what they want to charge. So I will never, you know, try and cheat an author out of money, as it were, but If books are cheaper, I'm just gonna seek out the cheap ones. As for an ebook, I think an ebook should be cheaper, obviously, because they are so cost efficient to make. Because once the book is already created, making an ebook is just the formatting of it, and that's it. There is no cost on the physical book itself because it's an ebook. So for an ebook, I'd say like $5.99 for like a full price brand new one, probably a couple of quid for a cheaper one, and then you know when it's on like super sale, 99p or something. That's usually what I would see, so that's what I get. I tend to get a lot of ebooks for free because you can find them, and when they go on sale, really cheap, and that's how a lot of like the first book in a series will be free to get you invested in it. Whatever an author wants to charge, I'm fine with it, but I will tend to seek out paperbacks that are about £4 or £5. That's just what I tend to do. Is a signed book worth more to you or a first edition? Yes. I love like early editions of books, and I love signed books. I can be quite sentimental about things. I probably wouldn't fork out or pay an arm and a leg for them, but I do think there's something really special in a signed book, especially if it's signed personally to you. As for first editions, me and my granddad have this like fun little contest where we try and find the earliest editions of Harry Potter we can. Obviously, the earliest Philosopher's Stone you can get, the more value it's going to be, which I've got some really early ones that I would never ever get rid of. Not like the first edition, but pretty close. So those mean a lot to me, and me and my granddad are constantly like going and trying to find more. It's amazing how many like almost first editions he can find in charity shops. He has got a talent. I don't know, I want to inherit it because it's great. As for signed books, like I said, those mean a lot to me. I have 2 signed books. So the first is Requiem, which I've had signed since I bought it. I bought this needing the whole series, took it home, started reading it, realised it was signed, and to this day it's still one of my most prized possessions, since Delirium is one of my favourite trilogies. It's really nice for me to have a signed book, and I have no idea when or where Lauren Oliver signed this, not a clue, but it fell into my hands and I'm so happy. And the other book was actually personally signed to me by Tahara Murphy and Nicola Yoon at an event in LA, and that is Restore Me. This book holds so many like great memories for me. I wasn't even a fan of that series in the end, but it doesn't matter because it's like my first signing experience. So regardless, like it means a lot to me. To have met with these authors, to go on so far, like you turn up at a signing in LA and be like, hi, I'm from England, I've just come here. It's quite funny. So to have Nicola Yoon and Tahara Murphy's signatures in this is amazing. To have them sign it in front of me, and it makes me want to have more signed books. But you know, like I said, I live in England and it's so much harder. Like you hear of signings happening all the time out in America. This doesn't happen here. Like I want more signed books, please. So question 7 is, what is your most valuable book, as in actually or sentimental? Again, it's probably the ones I've just showed you. I think this Harry Potter one, just because it's the first one and it's really early edition. Yeah, that's got to be really sentimental to me. My signed books, obviously very sentimental and valuable to me. I mean, it's difficult because all my books are sentimental to me because they're my books. Like there are so many books I love and I love them all. It's so hard to pick out just a few that are special, you know? Question 8, will you pay more for a cover or an edition you like better? It's a struggle for me because I don't want to, but there are times, yes, when I have paid for covers that are better. For instance, this Savage Song. No books epitomise this more than this Savage Song and Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. Victoria? If you've been here, you'll know this story, but these editions, beautiful. Look at them. Gorgeous. These are the US editions and they are perfect. And then the UK publishers were like, yeah, should we take that gorgeous cover and completely ruin it? So the UK editions were cheaper because obviously I live in the UK, but they were also butt ugly and offended me on a moral level. So I bought this Savage Song when I went on my trip to America, and then realised it didn't have Our Dark Duet and never bought it in the UK edition because I could not have the the two that didn't match, especially when one of the editions was ugly as hell. So my stepmom at some point really recently went out and she bought our Dark Duet for me, and I was just like, thank you Annie, my hero. So yeah, it doesn't happen often when I will fork out for a more expensive cover. It's just if there's one that's particularly gorgeous and the other one's not, then I will. But it doesn't happen a lot. So question 9, what physical characteristics does a good quality book have? Well, again, the design of the cover is kind of everything. I mean, a badly designed or ugly cover is never going to get me anywhere. I love a good book that's got a beautiful naked cover if they're hardbacks. For instance, my favourite naked hardback is my Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow, because I've shown it a million times. Am I going to show it again? Yes, I am. You can see how much effort they put into the artwork of this, and it's just so gorgeous. So yeah, for instance, that cover, this edition, this naked hardback, I would fork out to pay for. Not that I even realised it had that when I bought it, because I didn't take the dust jacket off. That was a treasure. Also, like books that are floppy. I'm an adult. I do have like one mass market paperback that's really small and tiny and squished, and the paper's really weird, and it's not my favourite. I don't really have any. This is the only one I have, and I realise why people don't like them now. I understand. Question 10. If you won the lottery, what bookish things would you spend your money on? Now, first of all, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't be spending it on bookish things. That's just the truth. I buy books as part of my regular everyday, you know. If I won the lottery, I'd buy a house. Yeah, adult stuff. I would go on a holiday of a lifetime. I would buy a house. I would get into property. I would invest in a business opportunity. I would spend it on adult things that, you know, things that you would never be able to buy. For instance, I do have the capability at this point in my life to just buy books. So if I won the lottery, I'd spend it on a massive purchase, like buying a house, because it's something you need and it would be so important and key to your future. But if I had to spend it on bookish things, you've tied my hands. I might spend my money on a library. I know what I could do for the best of both worlds. I could buy a house with a library in it. I would buy me a house that has a beautiful library room for all of my books. That's a lovely thought. I would also buy a lot of bookshelves, because bookshelves can be pricey and I need a lot more shelves. And all the books that are too expensive that I never buy, I would buy all of them outright. And maybe invest in actually publishing a book, because that ain't cheap. Yeah, those are the bookish things I'd look to buy. Or maybe, if I'm being really outlandish, fly out, find my favourite authors and have them all sign my copies. Oh my god, how special would that be? A personalised signing tour where I fly out to all the countries and cities where my favourite authors are and go to like their signings and then get all of my books signed. Can you imagine? And the bonus question, what does your perfect library in your mind look like? Give us an image of your dream home library. I love most libraries, all the aesthetic Instagram, Pinterest pictures of libraries. I just want a room made of books. Just every wall a bookshelf. I like those, you know, those beautiful windows with the seats underneath that's got like books all around. That's a perfect dream library. Honestly, my perfect dream library is just as many books, and they're all mine. As long as I'm surrounded by all my favourite books, that's my perfect dream library. Thanks so much to Rachel for tagging me in this personally. I've never been tagged before, so that was really fun for me. I'm going to tag Brendan from Brendan Scott and Nikki I Read Past My Bedtime, because you guys, you're the first ones I think of. And I hope you manage to do this tag whenever you get a chance. Thanks so much for watching. Please, if you can, leave a like and comment down below what your book buying habits are like. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.